The city of Dallas, Texas. The location for the Heat. The explosive scoring of Jimmy Butler and the creativity of Goran Dragic. They'll be working together tonight as they gear up for the action at American Airlines Center. Heat, Mavs. Coming up next. "2K Sports presents Thursday night of the NBA. With David Aldridge on our sideline, and here with me, Greg Anthony and Steve Smith. This is Kevin Harlan. So here's Miami's starting group. In the middle, it's Olynyk and Adebayo. The backcourt, Dragic and Butler. And it's Winslow in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Mavericks, Jalen Brunson out there with Hardaway. And there's Porzingis. Then there's Luka Doncic. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 4. It'll be the Heat off the tip. Passes it to Adebayo. Dragic finds Butler. Heat moving the ball around. Back to Dragic. 5 on the clock. And that one, no good to start him off on the night. Greg, you look at the young Luka Doncic. What impresses you the most right now about his game?
Well, Kevin, you just don't see many players his height who can handle and make step-back threes. Also, his confidence. He came into the league never doubting that he could dominate a game. And don't forget about his brilliance as a passer.
And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. On offense, here are the Heat. Dragic looking for an opening over Porzingis. They get the rebound. Adebayo, and Adebayo throws it down.
And once he gets clear off the screen, there is no stopping him.
No, not when there's a flush waiting to happen.
That's a big-time move and a big-time finish.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
Dragic the pass to Butler. Over Doncic. Shots good by Butler.
When Butler's not challenging at the rim, this is the next best thing. Does a lot of his damage from the mid-range.
Now, here's Doncic. It's Adebayo with the rebound.
Wow, that's one you just kind of assume is going in. Tough luck.
The Mavericks have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. It's blocked. There's Winslow. Porzingis with the block.
And with his length, Porzingis can be very disruptive on D. Not easy to get the shot off over that huge frame.
No good on the last second attempt there. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Heat lead by 1. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. The trade deadline is approaching, and Jimmy Butler talked about how it feels hearing your name in trade rumors.
Rumors are different for everybody, to tell you the truth. For me, I don't think about it because whatever's going to happen is going to happen. You go out there and control what you can control. You know, try to help your team win games, play to the best of your abilities. And if it just so happens you get traded, then you got to suit up and play for the next team.
Staying level-headed and ready for whatever's next. That's Jimmy's mindset, Greg, in a nutshell.
And it's fair to say that the level of professionalism and maturity he possesses is really impressive.
And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Miami, guys.
You could see they were well prepared defensively coming into this one.
Yes, what they do, they take away the things that teams like to do offensively, also keeping them out of sync.
On the court for Miami here in the second. Johnson and Leonard together up front. Hero out there with Dragic, and it's
Take
Jones
a
in
break.
at the small forward.
2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one.
And as Dirk Nowitzki walks off into the sunset, the Mavericks seem to have found their next European superstar in Luka Doncic. The number 3 pick in last year's draft had a rookie season for the ages.
All free throws good from Doncic. And Doncic, the EuroLeague MVP, led Real Madrid to a title. EuroLeague Finals MVP, all at the tender age of 19.
Incredibly accomplished. Despite that, slipped a little bit in the draft into the waiting arms of the Mavs, who moved up 2 spots to get him.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Dragic.
And he jumped out to that ball immediately. Great reaction on that deflection.
A little bit late there, but you tried to get into your opponent's head, force them to go somewhere else with the ball, and he did that.
Now, here's Doncic. The shot that time, not on target. Good D by Jones. Pass to Johnson. Finished off the break.
You love to see it. Biggs giving that kind of effort. Johnson running the floor with energy. He'll do anything to help his team.
Here's Barea. Doncic kicks to Barea. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Barea's got the lead up to 1 now for Dallas. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
Yeah, it reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth.
Now here's Dragic. That one goes. Count it.
That was good defense, but better offense by going Dragic, shooting with a hand in his face.
Barea, that's a 2-pointer. And it's off the back rim, no good.
And I'm sure next time he sits down, coach is going to have a few choice words for him with that shot selection.
And you know what? He knows it. You have to try to play within the system or you're going to come away with empty possessions.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult one.
Now Dragic. There's the pass to Hero. And it's off from 3-point range. And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Mavericks ahead, leading by just 1. And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines Center.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each and every one of you watching at this very moment. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here. Shaq is here. 1 half is behind us. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. The first quarter for the Mavericks was fairly even. Some good action during the period, as it was just a 1-point game at the end of 1. The second quarter was a tight battle, but they were the slightly better team. Not by very much, however. And Kenny, what are your thoughts on how Dallas played?
Well, I think they're feeling the energy of this hometown crowd. Sometimes you get a little complacent and comfortable in your surroundings, but no, they fed off adrenaline in the first half.
And Shaq, your thoughts on the Heat?
Well, on offense, I like to see them play inside out more. Attack the basket, generate easy points. And then once the defense collapses, kick it out to the perimeter for the looks. Trust me, I know. Rick Fox, Big Shot Bob, that's all we did.
And that's a wrap for our halftime show. The third quarter just about to get started.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. You know, Smitty, NBA referees, officials now have a presence on social media that's aiming at educating fans on calls and why they're made.
Yes, and I love it, Kevin. If you have these demos and talk about plays and games and situations that you're educating fans, it's just that fans look at it when these referees, who are human, miss calls, and then they want to re-show these plays that they missed. We still got to understand they're human, and they're going to miss some calls.
Well said, Steve. And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the floor for Dallas, Tim Hardaway Jr. out there with Jalen Brunson. Then there's Doncic, and there's Porzingis, and it's Finney-Smith in at the 4. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, there is a lot of optimism in Dallas for the tandem of Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis. Porzingis said, "We clicked right away. We're both European players, similar roots, both speak Spanish. That'll translate on the court. We can be something special." Kevin, look out for them to compliment and criticize one another in a different tongue.
Yeah, if they play to their potential, they could be scary. Thanks, David. First free throw is good.
Where you always have confidence in the Heat organization is at the top. Pat Riley with 9 championship rings as a player, as an assistant coach, as a head coach, and as a team president. He knows how to win from every perspective.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Curry's checked in. He hits both from the stripe. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. Waiters surveying the D. Winslow dishes to Butler. Shot clock at 6. And the layup's good off the glass. Butler's got his second bucket of the game to go.
We'll see if they can finally hold on to a lead. It's been back and forth all night.
Both teams putting forth their best efforts right now. This is the kind of game fans pay to see.
Now here's Winslow. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Adebayo with the bucket. Adebayo's got the lead up to 3 now for the Heat.
Justice Winslow has done an excellent job of being unselfish and making the right play.
Pass to Porzingis. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Heat lead by 3. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
This is why you preach teamwork. Some of the most spectacular plays are the ones where guys are feeding off one another.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. On the floor for Miami, starting the fourth. Butler and Olynyk, the forward duo. Winslow is out there with Dion Waiters. And it's Leonard in at the 5 down low. They grab their own miss. Here's Butler. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Great use of the pump fake from Jimmy Butler. Really getting the defense to jump in the air.
It's the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
What you have with Jimmy Butler is a guy who can guard 1 through 4, and sometimes even the 5.
Doncic is checked in for the Mavericks. And Miami with a change here, too. Goran Dragic is checked in for Waiters. Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
Nice job extending the lead and making this a 2-possession game now.
Bounce pass from right. Leonard with the steal. Here's Butler. Porzingis with the block. Lets a floater go. Hardaway, no good.
I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
Meeting right at the rim, he typically converts in those situations. Not this time.
You've got to love his aggressiveness to finish inside.
Well, his leaping ability gives him a great advantage. Now, here's Dragic. 50 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The Heat need to get a shot off. Butler moves back up. It falls!
His hard work on the backboard really just has given them more opportunities to score.
And the Mavericks call time here. They're trailing by 5. There's 37 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. What's your take, guys?
And they need to use as little time as possible here. If they can get a bucket before the clock hits 24 seconds, they can try for a stop on the next possession. If there's less than 24, then they'll have to foul.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Bam Adebayo.
And in terms of his shooting, this has been one of the more accurate performances you'll ever see. I mean, he's been in constant motion, creating a lot of good looks for himself. But still, even when you're wide open, you expect to miss some of the time. That has not been the case here tonight. This guy has made everything.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, during the break, I listened in on Rick Carlisle's huddle. He told them, look, guys, we're running out of time. If we're going to make a move, it's got to be now. Are you guys ready to make a move? They all nodded, and he said, then go take it. Kevin?
Thank you, David. First free throw is good, and that increases their lead to 6.
The 10th overall pick back in 2015, Justice Winslow has been fighting injuries, but he still has a chance to be very good.
And a tough break as his second attempt at the line, no good. And the Mavericks call time here. They're down by 6. 23 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Guys, what's your take?
They need a quick basket here.
Not only do they need a bucket, they need a 3 just to give them any chance at all.
.23 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Back to right. Lets it go with a 3. No good on that one. And he commits the intentional foul.
Shooting 2.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
Well, he was a champion in Italy. We see what Dragic has done in the NBA. He's had a solid career, and he's still evolving.
And so he drops them both. It's an 8-point game. Lee kicks to Marjanovic. From deep three-point range, again the miss by the Mavericks. And so it's the Heat winning this one. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Jimmy, you have become a star in this league, big part of the team. Have those expectations put more pressure on you individually?
No pressure. I think I'm gonna do what I do each and every night. I'm not gonna play well every night, but I just gotta focus on me, this team. Can't worry about the outside influences.
A real leader, Jimmy. Thank you for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. See you next time.